Okay. So you
Okay,
got recorded anyway, just in case we're not live.
okay. So we're recording and hopefully we are live, but welcome to the day of love, of light and love. And I'm Jeanne Fritch and I am present as the event host. And I'm really excited about this event because it was created to introduce a wave of light and love into the world, especially during the Christmas holiday season where a lot of times there's a gap that people notice in their life, that they notice either in relationships or maybe the quality of their relationships or the quality of their life. And we also notice in the world, we know that there are people who have far less than we have. And so this event was put together and the contributors are amazing, amazing women. And I'm totally honored and appreciative that you took your time to be here and share some of yourself with us. This is, I'm hopefully going to say it right now. I'm all concerned that I'm not doing it right, but Thi Hien Nguyen, is that
Right?
close enough? You
Yeah.
want to, is it?
You say ninja, it's easier.
The same ninja. She is the ninja. And we were talking earlier this week, and I made some comments about that to her, that I've known you for a while now, and I'm always impressed with the level of perception, the level of discernment that you use with people, with yourself. I like how you're always challenging people, but you are a transformational coach and mentor. You're an entrepreneur, a CEO and founder of a company that transforms lives.
That's right.
Would you like to talk a little bit about who you are and what you do so that people can get to know you a little bit, Jen?
So thank you for having me. Hello, everyone from Germany. So honored to be here. So I'm best known as a ninja to my peers. And originally, my family and me, we immigrated I was born in Laos, which is not Lagos, not Africa. It's north of Cambodia, between Vietnam and Thailand, to a Vietnamese family. And they've chosen to immigrate to give us better opportunities. So my parents, they couldn't read. So in fact, supposedly we should end up in America, but accidentally we ended up in Germany. So it would be a different life, I think, if we ended up in the United States. So I'm originally trained as a physiotherapist. And was always striking and striving for more experience. And then I always was looking for more. Once I've been trained as a physical therapist, I always questioned, and I didn't want to fix people's pain. There's always a level of enhancement or performance that I was striving for, and hoping to help people to find their own path. So added on to be sports physical therapist. Everything was always very experienced. Whatever I touch, it has to go through I have to experience it in order to be able to teach it. So evolved as taking people from the therapy therapy table to prescribing lifestyle nutritional intervention as a personal trainer and as a naturopath and functional medicine practitioner, and then and then started to get your first job, and you don't understand why people continue to fire you, even though you were so keen, you stayed longer, and you question, what is it? Maybe I'm not designed to work for someone. So then I set up my own business, back then we lived in London and gave birth to a beautiful son. He's 8 years now, and we saw an opportunity, a property in Germany. So then I started the whole journey on, the dream with having our own facility. And then soon found out that we had some relationship challenges with, being cheated on and this kind of stuff. And that was a pit. It was the greatest gift. And I always remember when you said relationships are always there for a reason, season, and a lifetime. Like you always drop bombs when you talk. Like every time I have like a short conversation with you, you really drop wisdom bombs. So relationships are there for a reason, season, and lifetime. Yeah. So as we evolve, the people that we attract and the people and the client that we work with, they evolve. They your values change, and you change, and you attract different clients. Back then, when I was a freelancer, I attracted freelancer, and then as I evolved and become more, start to attract entrepreneurs, and then entrepreneurs with a legacy is a different ballgame, and entrepreneurs with a humanitarian a purpose, So it's a beautiful journey to go internally and find your strength, your ninja, and you are a ninja. You are the best at what you do. You just give yourself permission to unfold.
So you bring that ninja energy then to the people that you work with. You help bring it out of them. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Through own experience, I can teach and be a role model. Yeah, I would never teach anything that I haven't accomplished or achieved or.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's probably the thing that appeals to me the most. There's a certain level of mentor and coach who have that empirical knowledge. They have that wisdom that's only gained through the actual application or the actual experience. And there's a different quality to those coaches, because I remember I went to a wonderful college, and my parents paid for a fantastic education. But interestingly, there's a handful of professors that I remember to this day, and they were the ones that went out and did something and then came back and taught, right? They taught from their love of passing, what they now know, but they also taught, there was a value to what they taught because they'd already applied it. It wasn't just theory.
The passion. Yes, it's a passion. It's a passion. Passion, as the word implies. When you found your passion, it's like a plug. You plug your hand in, and it charges. It charges anything around you, and then you have the permission to pass it on. When you found your passion, when you ask the child, "What do you love?" It comes like the response comes like a gun, right? And when you ask sometimes adults that live that ordinary life of being born and being baptized or whatever, go to formal school and then get your certificate, and then you retire, you make your savings, and you retire, and then what are we going to do now? Don't do that.
That never appealed to me either. So yeah, interesting. So can you talk a little bit about what you now do, and dive a little bit into some of the, I don't know, what can you share about what you now do?
when I take the phantom mask off. That's how you described it. I am very appreciative about being in a group of very supportive women. This group is called The Sheepless, where we share common. It's a safe place for women to share. How do you say, Dr. Jeanne?
Well, I think one thing about that particular group program is that it is a safe space, and there's very different women, but they're very united in a certain purpose. And there's, everybody has their own skills. You are the ninja. I mean, there are things that you do with people and for people that others might have different methods, right? But there is a passion. I like that you've brought up passion so many times, because I think that, when we talk about bringing light and love to the world, it's very easy to bring light when we're living our passion. And I think we are living kind of in a passionless world. There's
it's not taught at school, passion.
Right.
It's not taught at school. And if you want to teach your child one thing, passion is not something you can teach in a textbook. You experience it and you express it. You are fully devoted to the reason why you've been dropped through the birth canal, right? And then it naturally, the life force flows through you, and you will, each cell, you will never, it's you become eventually totally irrelevant, because you're the driver, you're just sitting in this body, and the essences and the energy is just doing the work for you, right? The legacy.
Let's talk about passion a little bit more, because I really do think that that is a topic that you could shed a lot of light on. Let's say that you're someone and you're listening to, you're either watching this live or you're listening to the replay, and maybe your life, maybe you don't even know what your purpose is. You don't have a passion. Your life feels very passionless. How do you awaken the passion in someone? Do you believe that passion is tied to purpose?
Soul purpose, yes. I think that might be already be there even before you're born. So if you are someone that is naturally drawn to growth and would love to learn about who you are, if you the fastest way probably is, if you could, is hiring a mentor that you can trust, that shares the same value, that you can smell this essence is, and these values are, in common with minds, and find a guide to assist you. If you can hire a mentor, is the fastest way to get results. But other than that, you just go internal and you keep asking yourself the question over and over. And
you mentioned something earlier about like kind of like a tick in the box or a check in the box, in life, this and this and this and this, kind of a cookie cutter or kind of in the box life. And I look around me and I see a lot of grayness, like the color gray. I see a lot of people, even
face
though,
gray.
What's that?
Face gray.
Is that what you have? That's so funny. But no, I see that people have kind of followed that script that they were taught, right? Go to school, work hard, get good grades, get a good job, and save for the golden years or whatever, work for the golden years. And I think that people get lost in that. Like, it's a very gray approach to life. I think some people might do better at that than others. And certainly there's room here for, you know, anybody to play whatever role it is that they're here, right, to play or express. But I do think that the people that we're talking to today are people who know that there's a gap, or there might even be a void, right, between who they're being and who they really are, right? And I do believe that you as a mentor and coach, you help people draw out of them. I know that we can light a match, but it will really catch fire if there's something flammable around. So I'm sure you light a match, but in that person, there has to be something that ignites, right? Now, do you feel like before you work with someone, is there a process to working with you? Is there a certain level of passion or commitment, or do you accept people at all levels of personal growth?
I have an application process to work one-on-one with me. Part of the ninja is behind that ninja is an ultra empath, so I don't have to necessarily do assessments anymore. I get very accurate information through the cardboard, so I can feel well into this person. And the consultations, it's interesting to say, my son yesterday said, "Mom, you don't talk much." He says that, you know, when sometimes he drops bombs, and when kids drop bombs and you pay attention, right? So, there's not much you need to talk when you really, it's more, I'm feeling more, and I don't have to do physical assessments anymore. And in fact, the committed students, they don't need a lot of strategies and tactics. All you want to hear is, okay, I want to go all in. That's all you need at the start, to know that this person is willing to play full out, good, bad, or ugly. And you as a mentor, you're just helping them to leap and to bridge from the old versions of themselves to the new versions, the true self. Because every 7 seconds you got new opportunities, right? So yes. I would say the easiest. So you spend time, and Mr. Tai Lopez says this, you spend 33% rule, right? You spend 33% with people like kind of below you, like the people that you want to pull through, the people that you mentor, the people that you know, admire you, that follow you. You have the responsibility to pull them. And then you spend 33% of the time with people at your level. But if you spend too much there at your level, there's no room for growth. And the rest of the 33%, you invest in yourself and play with people that have high floor and high ceiling level. So if you're depressed, the fastest way to get out of the depression, you spend time with someone that is optimistic. And you don't need to read a textbook, right? And so I'm in this group of female, and then I'm in another group of male serial entrepreneurs where we talk about, where we hold each other accountable for what we said we're going to do. Because remember, the word light worker is you do the work. It's not love and light clueless. There is work behind it. When most people pull back, when they fall, you should fall often, fall forward.
I remember hearing actually one of my favorite speakers on leadership talked about, he is a pilot, and he said that when a plane starts to stall, most of the time the reason that those planes crash is because the natural human response or reaction is to pull back, right? When you see something happening that is uncomfortable or potentially dangerous, right? Or a threat or whatever. Even it could be a threat to the status quo of our thinking, right? But the tendency is to pull back. And that's when a plane will go into a stall and it'll drop. He said, what you're supposed to do is push in. Even though as you push in, it feels like you're going down, it reestablishes flight and it takes off. And that just came to mind with what you were saying, that you have to.
It's a survival method, like the amygdala in your cortex. It's like an almond shaped here, temporal. It, first of all, when a tiger attacks you, you just run. This is the first thing. This is the same with the news in the world. If you pick up the Washington Post, what do you read? How do you fuel your mind? Who do you spend your time with? Well, I don't personally read news, but if I picked up your Washington Post, I'd see 90% of it is all conditioned and negative news, negative bias, right? And where are the good news? The good news is that we actually live in an abundant world. The good news is that we actually eliminated poverty. The good news, it is so easy to start a business from zero and quantum leap to whatever you want to. The great news is that we probably will eliminate disease.
Yes.
Right? We are eventually the new the 70s is the 100 is the new 60s. It's going to be a norm that we're gonna get there.
Now you bring up longevity, and that's one of your principal areas of study and expertise.
Yeah, as I said, it evolved. It used to be, like normal, medical trained as a physical therapist, and then more performance enhanced, so personal training and strength and conditioning. And as you master that area of your life, and then you evolve and you take that into longevity. Now I'm all focused about, okay, how can we sustain health and performance? How can we get, how can we, the idea is, a person wants is to die young as long as possible.
That's funny. Well, I was thinking about something when you were speaking earlier, and I was thinking that you were saying, like, if you're in a spot where you're, I don't know if you've ever been in a point where you felt kind of frozen. I don't know if you ever went through that or experienced that. Just move. That's it. I was. Yeah, the frozen thing is fear. It's fear manifesting through, like, stopping you, right? I believe the book is I'm going to say it was The Magic of Thinking Big. It's a book I read, and I think In the second chapter, the author says, action conquers fear.
Action conquers fear.
And that is the truth, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have to be big action to start, right? Small steps will compound.
Get it out of your body first and actually give it permission what you feel. Most people numb their feelings. Most people numb it. So, okay, what is it you're feeling? Just allow that feeling to feel. You know, if you feel anger and resentment, just explode. But don't let it stay in your body. And then question, what is this feeling, you know? I lost an auntie, and, you know, if you cry, you have to cry. So.
Yes. It's okay to own our emotions. It's okay to be emotional, right?
I actually, you know, honor people that say things as they are without any mask. You know, if you need to explode, but then apologize, but get it out of your body. Don't stay in your mind. Most entrepreneurs are in the mind a lot, and female, especially female. So it's known in male and female entrepreneurs that sooner or later they have high blood pressure because the heart starts to close. You do mind, decision, and tasks all day. But when if you infuse and always keep breathing, keep that heart open, especially as a female leader, be a female first, you know, like my role, most people assume I'm a male because obviously my name, you don't know who I am. Can I speak with Mr. because he runs a gym, you know, right? And leading men also, but make sure that you're stepping into your female essences and male, you know, they appreciate as long as you lead by example. There's no issues about male or female, you know, at work or anywhere.
Well, let me ask you this. Going into 2018, there are going to be people who watch this replay, and they'll very much connect with you. Maybe it'll be the first time that they've met you, and they'll want to know more about you. Do you do do you do virtual coaching as well as in-person coaching?
Yes. So I have the offline facilities, like a center they come for the physical, you know, naturopath interventions and chiropractic, like a clinic and personal training facility. And my private clients that I coach, they are worldwide, and we do virtual training. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to have you share with me whatever the links are that you want to share, so that people can reach out to you and be able to work with you. Do you offer any group coaching programs, or is it just one-on-one?
Afterwards, if you know, if you choose to wheel mastermind, yes.
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 Okay. So they work with you first, and then you move them into.
I'm easy to reach. Just add me to Facebook or any of those platforms. And
okay, well, we'll be sure to put those in the comments section here so that people can reach you, because you are a gem. That is for sure. I'm always in awe of when I think of you. I think of someone who thinks at the speed of light. You do. You think at the speed of light. Your actions are very precise, intentional, and gentle, all at the same time. Very, I think that's where your nickname Ninja comes from, because it's all happening, but it's so low key that you could miss it if you didn't know it was happening, but then you feel the energy of it coming out. And I really love that about you. I love the energy that you bring to everything that you do. I also like that you're very connected with space and with futuring. Um, yeah.
It's a good skill when you start now to learn how to be a free thinker, and like the step-by-step approach. It's like learn how to be adaptable and change. And it's so much easier to go and and 100 times it. But you have to find that ingredient, the haystack. That's what most people can't see and find. But when you find that little haystack, then you do not need a step-by-step approach. When I have you in front of me, I don't, 7 steps to success, or we're going to do this and that and that. There's no rule anymore. Throw the rule books out and know that you can easily do the 100 times, 1,000 time approach. But it's at the start, you would think this is mad. That's why it's so important to be in a community that pulls you. So what do you need to think about? You're depressed. When you found someone that can help you and you've chosen to come back and feel the same feelings, that's the reason why you're depressed. The decision and the clarity, the swift decision right on the spot, this is what people need to learn. Like, they know too much.
Yes.
They know too much.
Yes.
There's nothing you need to know more other than beaming in with a torch into yourself, and then, oh, there it is, and go all in.
Wow, that's awesome. A passion would be ignited then as well. I mean, it's amazing when that happens, when that whatever that is inside of you gets lit. For some it might be through. Very rarely is it just through reading a book, like you say. It is through working with someone who's really good at guiding you to reach inside, right? To reach inside and look at and pull things out, clarify, right? I think that a lot of people that are watching this are going to want to be in touch with you. And get ninja'd.
The zigzag, the Starshot approach. The Starshot approach. It is you, it is in you. It is in you, and it's fun. It's fun. It's a 24/7. It's fun.
It is amazing how someone can go from being depressed or being dissatisfied, and in a very, very short time, boom, all of a sudden life is fun. It's fun, and the process becomes fun. Everything about it becomes fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, at the end, we all want to become, and you, even if you done the work until your mid-30s, 40s, or whatever, you can become, if you switched on, you can become healthier. And eventually, we need a world, it's playful. We can all become funnier and sexier. That's what I believe. Healthier, funnier, and sexier. Even if you abused your body until now, but that's why it's important. Who's in your support group? Where are you going to read? What do you fill your mind with? How do you wake up in the morning? What do you say to yourself? How you take care? How do you invest your time with whom? And then, okay, just look at your results and then adapt, adjust, and then keep executing at the speed of light, speed of a star shoot.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will be sure to post those links. And just thank you. Thank you for taking your time to share with everyone and being a part of this, being a contributor.
Thank you, Dr. Jeanne. Follow Dr. Jeanne. She's a wisdom bomb. When I hear you, you're a wisdom bomb.
Well, thank
Much
you.
love, everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you.